All right. Good afternoon. Sorry it is later than usual. I got to serve lunch to a lot of you guys today. And it was really fun to be able to do that and see some of you. So, and then I came home and ate lunch. And anyway, trying to get this set up again. I actually recorded this once already and it didn't work. I keep trying different things, but I think this is the best way that I found. So we are on MD4, teaching set number 2. And notice that the line plot is actually already plotted for you. They already put the X's onto the line, the number line, and you actually have to figure out which fractions are missing from up here. So Stan created a line plot to record the amount of the distances he throws a ball each night. Stan decided to rewrite his information in a list showing the distances he throws a ball from least to greatest. He forgot to write in a few of his times. Fill in the missing distances in the list below. So we're going to look at the one hole here. I'm going to figure out the denominator, and actually they did one for you. And so you can see that it is eighths. So I'm going to count over 1, 2 eighths. There's a 2 eighths. Then I'm going to count over another. So that would be 3 eighths. And there's an X in one of there's a 3 eighths up here, but notice there's 2 X's above the 3 eighths. So I'm going to add that. That's one of the missing numbers is 3 eighths. So I'm going to put in 3 eighths. And then I'm going to continue 3 eighths, 3 eighths. There's 2 of those. So I'm going to keep going. So 4, 5, 6, 7 eighths, and then look up above that. There's 2 X's, 7 eighths and 7 eighths. So it's not one of those X's. I'm going to keep going. Here I hit my one hole, which would again be 8 eighths. So you could either say 8, 9, 10 eighths and mark it 10 eighths, or you could say 1, 2, 3. One hole and 1, 2 eighths. So this could also be 1 and 2 eighths. I'm going to actually put that down, 1 and 2 eighths, and then the other 10 eighths is there for you. So then we have our 4 eighths. We could also say that that's 1.5 because 4 is half of 8. So 4, 5, 6, 7 eighths. So we could say that this X, this mark is 1 and 7 eighths. We could also say that it's 15 eighths by saying 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But I wrote it 1 and 7 eighths. Okay, moving on to number 2. Finn created a line plot to record the weight of oranges at the store while his mom went and got something else. There's a mistake there. Finn decided to rewrite his information in a list showing the weight of each orange from least to greatest. He forgot to write in a few of his times. Fill in the missing weights. Fill in the missing time. It says times. It's supposed to say weights. From least to greatest. Okay, yeah, that threw me off. Sorry, there's some mistakes in this one, looks like. Okay, so first I'm going to look at the parts again, because here we have 2 different denominators, tenths and fifths. So I'm just going to look down here and see that it is in tenths, but they just reduced it for the fifths. Remember, you can say 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 5 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths is here. So there's 2 X's above 5 tenths. They have 1 5/10 written down, but we're going to write down the other 5 tenths here. And then we're going to move on. So there's 5 tenths. This one would be 6 tenths, but 6 tenths is equal to 3 fifths. So we're just going to leave that 3 fifths there. That's correct. So 5, I'll go back to my 5, 5, 6, 7 tenths. So I'm going to write 7 tenths here. And then it looks like we're above our whole number now. So here's 1 And 1, 2, 3 tenths. That one's written. 3, 4, 5, 6 tenths. So the next one is going to be 1 6 tenths. That can also be written 8 fifths, because if you could count, if you start here again, here's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, wait, sorry. 1, we're doing tenths, sorry, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That makes more sense. 16 tenths. If I did 16 divided by 2, that would be 8, and 10 divided by 2 would be 5. That's where they got the 8 fifths. And then the last one is 20 tenths, or 2. 20 divided by 10 equals 2. All right, so moving on. If you have any questions about that, make sure you post those questions in the class story so I can help you with those. And then number 3 says, Ella created a line plot to record the shoe sizes of each of her friends. Ella decided to rewrite her information in a list showing the sizes of each shoe in inches from least to greatest. She forgot to write in a few of the sizes. Fill in the missing sizes in the list below. And notice that it starts at 8 because you wouldn't have 0. Nobody would have a 0 size foot. So 8.5 is the first mark. So 8 and 1. Okay, so looking at this, we're going to try to figure out what the denominator is by looking at how many parts in the whole, because there's different denominators up there. So let's count our parts. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're dealing with eighths. Okay, eighths. So 1, 2, 3, 4 eighths is the same as 1/2. So that's why they have 8.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighths. So we could say this next one would be 8 6 eighths. So we could go 8, 6 eighths. But 6 eighths is also equal to 3/4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So that's an equivalent fraction. So that's another. So there's 3 of these. So that's 8 6 eighths there, 8 3/4. And I'm just going to write down another 8 6 eighths because there's 3 of them. 8 6 eighths. It's a little bit slanted, but that's okay. And then when we get to the 9, they wrote it as 27 thirds, but remember we can say 27 divided by 3. 27 divided by 3 is 9. That's where that came from. So 9 and 1, 2, 3 eighths. There's a 9 3 eighths. And another way they wrote that is 75 eighths. And the way they got the 75 would be looking at our whole numbers. In each whole number, there are 8 sections. So we would say 9 times 8, because there's 8 sections in each section. So 9 times 8 is 72. So 72, this would be 72 eighths. And then I would say 72, 73, 74, 75 eighths. But I'm going to go back to the 9, and I'm going to count tenths. So 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is our next x. So 9 7 tenths. No, sorry, eighths. 9 7 eighths. I looked at the 10 and said tenths, but it's 9 7 eighths. All right, so there is MD4 teaching set number 2. If you have any questions, post them, and then remember that you can take a picture of your work and send it to me in messages or on the class story. Probably in messages is the best way to do it. And I will look at it and give you points in Class Dojo. I'll see you tomorrow.